Welcome back to the Seaboard Central, everyone. In today's video, we're going to be adding some really cool details to make the layout come to life. One of the most enjoyable aspects many model railroaders have is adding those small little details that really help tell a story of what's going on in the scene. And I'm going to show you some examples of some things you can do to enhance your layout. So without further ado, let's get started. When it comes to adding great details to your layout, one of the best companies out there is Macreel, and I'll have a link to their website in the description. One really cool detail you can add to your layout is their microwave radio tower, and you see it next to the main tower here at Gadsden. Pretty simple kit to build, and I just painted it, and it turned out great. Another cool detail that they make are these EOTs and this EOT Rack. EOT standing for End of Train Device, and that's what sends a radio signal for the air pressure on the rear of the train, and it took the place of the caboose in the modern era. Another must-have detail for your layout are derails, and these are found all over the prototype. Now this is one you can it's a flip-flop style derail. You can flip it on and flip it off. And I get a question about why these are painted blue and around my shop complex. And that's what you see often in a shop. Most derails are painted yellow or orange. In this case, they're painted blue, and that means that this is controlled by shop personnel, and they're the ones that are in charge of the derails to help protect themselves from the train crews if they're working on locomotives inside any shop tracks. Now here's one of the latest little cool details that Macreel is releasing, and it's a yard can. And I painted this one up. You can see it's on a swivel, and these are a smart idea to put around rail yards because conductors use paperwork and they drink water out of water bottles, and instead of them being all over the ground, here's a trash can, and you can see I actually simulated some trash that's inside of the can, and we're going to put it in the layout probably right here in this location. So let's do that now. So a really good spot will be where you see the train crews that spend a lot of time working, and I think right here is a great spot for one. So I'm just going to drill a hole here. We'll just add some glue. This helps if you have some tweezers. That looks like a good spot for it. Since two come in the kit, we'll put one here in this part of the yard. There we go. Another really cool detail that Macreel offers are utility marker posts. And you'll often see these next to the tracks where there's buried cable. Again, I'm just going to drill a couple of holes. A lot of times these aren't exactly straight when they stick them in the ground. For some weeds, I'm going to add this Martin-Welberg product. This is a late summer weed. I'll just take some off of here. I'll actually attach some of these with the white glue. I'll cover up some holes I'd made that were too big earlier. That's how you fix your mistakes, model railroaders. Things like that. I love adding little details like this. Really makes a difference. I'll zoom in on that, you can see it. I've added a couple more down the tracks to show that this buried cable is kind of following the tracks, and here I'm just adding some more of these Martin-Welberg weeds. Just to help the scene. Now something else we can add are these whistle boards that are made by Tennessee Valley Custom Models. There's their website. Now these have a basswood post. So what I did is I weathered one with this hunter line medium brown, and it turned out to be like this, and it looks like an old beat up old whistle board post, which is really cool. Now as you can see, I have a crossing there, and this is the main line, and I want to make sure I put the whistle board in a location that it alerts the engineer, hey, this is the location where you need to start blowing the horn for the crossing. So I'm going to put it right here close to where those other utility marker posts are located. This is a good spot for the whistle post. I'll just add a little bit of this Gorilla Glue. A cool little detail to add. Not a whole lot, but it does add to the scene. Now, one of the projects for the month of August was adding a small little railroad park right across from the tower here at Gadsden. You can see I've added a short section of track, also a decorative fence. There's a parking lot that comes off 4th Street, the sidewalk, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. Now, here is a great place for a caboose to be on display. And so I chose an L&N caboose here, and this is one I weathered up and added some details to. It's a Walther's caboose, but since the history goes, Gadsden Yard actually used to be an L&N yard back in the day. So what better thing to offer here, show its heritage, is to have an L&N caboose. Now I do plan to add a lot of details to the scene, but one of the first details I'm going to add is a flag, and I'm going to put it right there. So this American flag is offered by Woodland Scenics, and it serves two purposes. Not only is it patriotic to have an American flag here at this park, but also it's to help the folks there in the tower know which way the wind is blowing. And the reason being why they want to know which way the wind is blowing is if there is an accident that would involve some kind of inhalation hazard material, you definitely want to know which way the wind is blowing to pass that on to the emergency responders. Now what I'm doing now is adding some plants around the flagpole here. These are actually hibiscus plants made by JTT This will just help it look more like an actual park. Now, of course, since it's a park, we need some picnic tables and some people enjoying the park. And also, let's add in our ice cream truck here. Now, these are products that are made by Woodland Scenics. This little car here, I'm not sure who makes it. I've had it for a while. We'll add that to the scene. And the last thing we're going to add is our own advertisement for the Seaboard Central. So I'm going to use the sign to mark the location where I want to put these posts. We'll just add a little glue to the bottom here. And voila. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Seaboard Central. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Until next time, I'm Tim Garland. Thanks for watching the Seaboard Central, and happy model railroading, everyone.